Hi, my name is Olivia, and today we're doing a bookshelf tour. This has been highly requested, and I figured today would be a good day, being that I'm a little behind on work. I want to get a video up still for you before I'm off doing a bunch of things this month. So a quick, simple, easygoing video, and then December is going to be wild, so hopefully I can get up all the videos I want to get up. But let's get into that. Okay, so this is my ancestor altar, and then this is the only bookshelf in my room, the only real bookshelf. So from left to right, I guess is how we're going to start, is these are all like sketchbooks, notebooks, things that I've written in, new ones, like washi tapes and stickers and things. So these are all really just extra art things. This one was customized for me by a friend of mine. Look at that, look how cool that is. My friend Caitlin got that for me a while back, and the rest of them are like language learning journals, they're sketchbooks, they're just like random bits and bobs. Got watercolor paper. This is from one of my favorite illustrators online. I followed her for a really long time. This is by Minnie Small. She's on YouTube and she's an incredible artist. Then we go over here. This is all witchy stuff, and a lot of these are some of my first super witchy books. I guess some of the first ones that weren't just like an herbal encyclopedia or things of that sort. A lot of these books have been gifted to me or sent to me. This one I actually found in like a secondhand store, and potions and Pels, since the S came off, but it's a really interesting, like, old looking book. Super curious. You'll probably see a lot of my books have these little tabs in them, and that's usually just things that I want to write down, or things that if I reviewed that book, it's probably in there. Sometimes it's just like little pieces that I've stuck in there. Like, I'm really loose with my books. I don't fold the pages, but I do write in them. I do scribble around in them. So here's my shelf of shame. These are mainly books that I personally didn't love, but I don't think are bad enough per se to throw out. And then of course my full collection of Poe. Can't not have that. So a lot of these books, I won't show you which ones these are because I don't want you to have like a biased opinion, because there might be somebody out there that gets something out of these books. Because there's nothing that I've owned that I have kept that I'm like, this is a terrible book. Like, so these are not books that I would say are god-awful. They're just not ones that I would personally recommend. So I'm not going to show them to you because I don't want you to like have a biased opinion on any of them. But I do like the way it looks with the pages out. And some people might get upset about it. Whatever. It's my bookshelf, not yours. I have the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft. This one is definitely an encyclopedia. It's not like a cover-to-cover read. It's more of just kind of like, oh, I want to look something up, and you kind of just like peek through it really quick. So it's a good like starting point. And then we've got some other just like miscellaneous books. Then we have this huge crystal I got in one of the witches boxes. This is this book that you might recognize from the Spellbook series if you've watched that. So it like changes colors. It's really cool. Matthew got it for me for Christmas or my birthday or something like that. I don't remember. And then in here is just kind of like trinkets and things and whatnot that I've like accumulated or that I find really helpful when traveling. Like I said, I only have one actual bookshelf. The rest of them are all on my floor and in these crates. So let's start over here. First, I want to show off this like really cool bookshelf, like these bookend things. It moves so you can add more books into it, and also it's just like gorgeous. So if I move the books out of the way, look at this carving. I got it at some antique shop, and I'm not 100% sure which one. I think it actually shut down recently, which is really unfortunate, but I loved this find. I was really excited when I saw this and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need that. So I bought it. These books all here, I don't really organize my books by really anything specific. I kind of just put things together how I feel like they should be put together. It's really just intuitive. I'm sure that might upset some people, but at the end of the day, I always know where a book is for some reason, even though it's not really organized by anything specific. While I will usually keep authors together, like here or here, or like series, the series or the authors themselves are not placed anywhere specific. I'm sure once I get a different place and I am able to put everything somewhere, maybe I will, but for the most part, I really like just intuitively putting stuff. For instance, I've always wanted this book, Meeting the Madwoman, over there, but for some reason it just doesn't feel right over there, so I've just kept it here because it just feels better in this area. This little stack, this is one of the very few books that I own that's fiction. It was really interesting. It's kind of like a mix between The Craft and Mean Girls, and I guess it's a series, so I finished it in like a day and a half. It was a really easy read, but you know, if you're wanting something super witchy and kind of dark, then that's pretty good. Then we've got just some random little books here. So they're not really anything that I really wouldn't recommend these books. So, yeah, so just like these are just really random books, ones that I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just put them over here, it's fine. And then we'll move on to that stack. Well, first off, I want to point out these books, you will see a good amount of like Filipino mysticism books. These both are written by Lenny Strobel, and they're both fantastic. I would highly recommend both of these if you're interested in reading anything about like pre-colonial and kind of decolonization of the Philippines and Filipinos. Reading area, and I'll give you a little mini tour of that as well. That was actually from Target. Can you believe that? It was pretty good. My friend bought it and then she said it would just fit better in my place, so she gave it to me. I have this little tray of extra tarot cards that I've gotten from the Witch's Box. This is like a book holder thing. Pens, because like I said, I like to mark up my books. And I've got these little markers. And I love these as bookmarks. I love these as bookmarks. I'm pretty sure you can just get them on Amazon, but like the reason I love these, hold on. I'm just gonna put that in there. And now I know exactly where I left off. And it's a bookmark. And it doesn't like fall out or anything. So I personally love those. This one I got secondhand. I think all of the other ones I bought or was sent to me, or I got in a box or something of that sort. Moving on to this side, let's start over here. These two books are books that my partner got me for last Christmas. Obviously they're more just decoration because they're falling apart, like the little pocket dictionary, and then of course there's Poe's Best Tales, and again, pretty beaten up, so it just stays there so that it's not moved. Then under here, we've got a bunch of other, I actually have so much room over here, I should probably move some books. But I have a bunch of other books that I'm sure you'll recognize from my channel if you watch any of my book reviews. Then we've got a good nonfiction, non-witchy here. Here is this floor stack. Fantastic nonfiction, really interesting if you're into like demonology. Then we come up here. I have one of my books on handwriting. I really like graphology and handwriting. My other book I actually just lent to a friend of mine. And bringing down here, we've got one fiction book And I didn't like it very much, but I'm also not partial to fiction. This one's a really interesting book. The Alphabet versus the Goddess. It's kind of just talking about how a lot of ancient civilizations used to worship feminine-based goddesses, and then when literature and I guess literacy started to come into the scene a little more, gods started moving and more male figures started moving more into the mix. But that one's just a really interesting one. Then I've also made a review on this one. Let's see, we've got some nonfiction here, got some poetry, got a travel book my brother gave me, one of my favorite books. It's really good. And then just some witchy books. Here's 2 more Filipino based, so Filipino style witchcraft. I wouldn't really recommend this one, to be honest. It's okay, but it's not something that I really loved. But this book is incredible, and I highly recommend this one. Moving to the stack next to my bed. All of this is nonfiction. This is all like my enjoyment reading and not witchy reading for work or for the channel. It's just books that I want to read. Then over here on my tea bar, I have 3 different books, all based on like drink magic. So this one's the second book of the same author, the Moon Magic Mixology, and then this one behind here is Witchcraft Cocktails. If you see my friends and I drinking cocktails in our videos, most likely we've picked something from one of these 2. And then of course we have Blackthorn's Botanical Brews. One book I've wanted for years that I have not yet purchased is the Drunken Botanist. So that one is going to be next on my shelf eventually. All right, so then over here on my work desk, my craft desk, whatever you want to call it, I've got this really neat book, Botanical Curses and Poisons. This is all like folklore-based reading. So obviously you can see that all of them are like herb, plant-based. This one's not very good. Don't spend your money on this one. I usually do all of my herbal stuff at this desk anyway, so that's why I have most of them here. And then up here I've got a field guide of all of the wild edible plants in the Rocky Mountains, along with my collection of seeds. Can't forget these next to my sewing machines. And last but not least, this is my bathroom book. You know how like people just leave books on the top of the toilet seat? I've actually gotten compliments on this book, funny enough, and it's such a good book. It's really fantastic. So even if it's not like a bathroom book, obviously, if you find this, definitely pick it up. It's just a fantastic read and worth every single penny. So that's why I leave it on my bathroom. That's my book collection. I try to keep it as low as possible. I don't usually keep books that I either don't like or that I just feel like I can't reference back to, things that I just feel like is useless for me to have. But there's just so many good books out there that my collection is quickly growing. So that's just how it's gonna go, and I'm not really upset about that. Otherwise, if you have any questions on my bookshelves, or if you want to see a review on any of the books, whether they are witchy or not, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I have a couple of things coming up in December that I hope that you like. But until then, as always, thanks so much for watching. Best of luck, be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.